What's up, Owls fam? Keon here. We're going to go over our active levels from yesterday and how we played those trades. And we are also going to set up our watch list for tomorrow's trading day. But before we get into that, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep pumping out the content. If you haven't already, I invite you to join our Discord absolutely free for 7 days. You'll have full access to all our channels and our live plays. If you don't love us, don't worry about it. Keep the money that you earn. Now let's get started. All right, let's get this puppy started. We're going to go check the Twitter and see what we talked about yesterday. So we had SPY calls above 447.33 and below 445.27. So let's go back to SPY. So 447.3. right? And then puts below 445.27. Typical gap up in the morning and then sell off the rest of the day. You got to love it. All right. So obviously calls did not work, right? Gapped up before market open, pushed down. But we did play the puts. As you can see, below 445.26. Drop down, we found a support at 443.22 and pretty much sideways the rest of the day. So our put watches from last night did plan out. Members made a lot of money, especially on SPX. But yeah, that level worked out perfectly. What do we got next? Facebook, and we're just going to do 3 of these. We don't want to go through the whole watches from last night. So Facebook, we got calls above 376.77, puts below 374.36. So let's check out Facebook. So Facebook 376.77, not much. Consolidation mainly the whole day. Even puts 374.36. Yeah, I mean, it was sideways the whole day. There was no reason for us to alert trade. These are what's called premium killers, especially if you're buying weeklies and this stock is not moving. Now, if you were going to play it tomorrow, I would probably wait till it breaks this 378.27 and see if it can at least break this, this aftermarket candle at 379.53. But yeah, Facebook was definitely not tradable, just sideways. Well, let's do one more. Let's do GE. So GE, we got calls above 104.76, puts below 103.61. So as you can see here, GE could not break 104.86, right? So there's multiple rejections here, right? Some people will see this and enter calls, right? Because the wick is touching the resistance. Never want to do that. You want a full candle above to see a breakout. So there's 1, 2. That's a double top, right? Broke down. Now we did have a level, puts below 103.61. So if you played it, could have made a good amount of money, right? Once it broke the support, see all this downside. Now I found a bottom at 100.07. Below 100.07, you can definitely see a lot more. Selling, if I wanted to play it, which I don't play GE, I would probably just play it above 101.6. It actually had great volume, 181% above its average. So I guess the volume is there. But yeah, that put level for GE was spot on. Credit to Elkin for that. All right, now let's do our watch list for tonight. So we're going to do resistance and supports on the 15-minute chart. And if we have to move to the 30-minute and 1-hour chart to figure out the previous resistance or support, we will do that. And we will also look at the unusual option activity. That way we know if it's more bullish or bearish flow. So first one we are going to do is TWLO. Let's delete these so we can start fresh. So what do we got? 15-minute chart. Let's find the support. Now the support is right here, 334.91. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounces on this support, right? So it's like thin ice. If you break, the ice that you're walking on, you're going to fall through, right? So 334.91 is your support. We do have multiple resistances, or I should say multiple rejections at this resistance of 338.98. 1, 2, 3. I mean, broke once, but it wasn't, enough. 4, 5. I mean, you can keep on going, right? So above 338.98, you can look for this wick, right, for your next target, 343.79. Above that, there's another resistance here at 346.33. So if Twilio stays the same around this range, tomorrow when market opens and there's no gap up, gap down, look for 338.98 for calls. Look for 334.91 for puts. Below 334.91, we can see the low on Monday at 330.54. This could be a very easy trade. We got to keep, it's on our watch list, so we have to keep an eye on it. Now let's check the flow on this one. So let's pull up the flow. Let's do Twilio. So we got 6.6 million calls to 8.4 million puts. So it's more bearish than bullish. So again, it's not enough. It's not enough for me to be attracted to the calls or puts. I would just strictly follow the key levels. So that's Twilio. So above 338.98, look for calls. First target 343.79. Below 334.91, look for 330.54 as your target for puts. All right, let's go to our next one, to Trade Desk. So Trade Desk is going to be pretty simple too. So we got a support here. As you can see, 1 bounce here, 2 bounces here, 3 bounces here. So that's going to be a support, right? So below 70.46, look for Monday low at 69.3, right? So again, watch for volume, right? Full candle below and look for 69.3 as your first target. Now, where is the resistance? This is not really considered resistance, right? This is nothing, right? I would at least want TTD to break 71.55 because I see it had trouble trying to break this resistance on Monday at 10:15 a.m. So if it breaks above this previous resistance, our next target should be 72.73. There is a small resistance here at 72.13. So you buy calls here, right, 7.55, and you buy in the money contracts, right? You want as much delta as possible, less data. You can get some premium juice, if you hit that 72.13, right? Now, if you have multiple contracts, you can trim here, right? Because if it rejects, I would expect it to go back to this level. If it doesn't, your runners will look for 72.73 and above that, 73.5. Now, again, indices matter a lot. You have to see if NASDAQ is strong that day. Now, let's look at the flow. $2.9 call premium to 2.8 put premium. So very even. Nothing that I am attracted to. I would just follow the levels. Again, tomorrow, I'm sure there's going to be more flow coming in. So I'm not even worried about this. But it is more bullish than bearish. So you can go with that. All right, let's go next stock. JD. Let's delete these. I got levels on everything. All right, so we can do a low of 77.71. I mean, as you can see, it was very sideways. But what we can do is look for the opening price, which is around 80.1. So 80.1 pushed up a bit to 80.47. Couldn't hold, as you can see, more downside, right? Now, again, the whole indices were weak. So I'm not surprised. So below 77.71, you can expect more downside. This is where we can go to the 30-minute chart and see our next support, which is actually over here because this was a resistance. So again, previous resistances or old resistances can turn into new supports. So 76.98 and below that, we can go to the low of Monday of last week of 74.29. So look for those levels below 77.7, 76.98, below 76.98. It could go all the way down to 74.3. Now, bullish side, not really a resistance that I like here. I would possibly say 78.61 because this candle here, this rejection here. So above 78.61, maybe you can see a push to the 80 level. And TTM is also reversing on the, to the bullish side. So I would wait to 78.61 resistance and see if it can push to 80. Yeah, but I don't, this one's tough. This one's a tough trade, I feel like. Let's go to the flow and see what they're saying. If they're buying or if they're selling. All right, 12.6 million call premium to 5.6 million put premium. Very bullish. A lot of calls coming in, a lot of bullish premium coming in. We got a $1 million order 15 minutes before market closed. 124,000 premium coming in right before market close. So someone is betting that this stock is going to go up tomorrow. A lot of money, but again, you cannot trust the flow 100%. Always trust your charts first. The flow is just like a great back pocket tool to have. See where the money's going. And the last one is U. All right, so let's go back to the 15-minute chart on U. Right, so what do we got? We got a support here. Actually, as a matter of fact, no, yeah, let's do it. Let's do here. So 130, 135, right? Previous resistance, new support, right? Couldn't break this resistance. Now we can use this support. So below 131.35, you can go to 129.92, this wick right here where it kind of held. Below 129.92, we can see 128.15, which is Monday's low. All right, so we got those two targets. Now for calls, I would honestly, this is not enough for me to actually become bullish on the stock. I would wait for VWAP to enter calls, because there's just not enough movement here, very sideways. So 132.89 will be my level if I wanted to play calls. Again, there has to be volume. If above 132.89, let's go to our next resistance here, where there's multiple rejections around 134.39. If it breaks above 134.39, we can see 134.99, 135. Now, a quick reminder, remember, resistance is like a ceiling, right? So you keep hitting your head on the ceiling, and once your head goes through, you're in the the second floor of the house or whatever, right? So same thing with stocks. If it breaks the ceiling, you're going to expect a breakout. And the support is like thin ice, right? You're walking on thin ice. If you break that ice, you're falling through, right? Same thing with stocks. If you break that support, you're going to fall through. So just keep that in mind. And again, you always have to look for volume, right? Because you can get faked out many times. That's happened to me, and it's the most annoying thing. So let's look at the flow. What do we got? 4.5 million calls to 702,000 put premium. Very interesting. A lot of money going to the call side. We're expecting it to be strong tomorrow. Look at all these buys. I mean, not much flow though. I mean, 8:52 a.m. But other than that, that's it. That's it. Not a lot of buyers. But the amount of premium is heavy. So it's gonna be good. It could be good. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously. But yeah, that's the watch list for tonight, for tomorrow's trading session. You can follow me on Twitter at Keon Trades. We'll post our levels, we'll post market analysis. Obviously, our premium members get access to all the tools that is provided. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content, and hope to see you guys soon. Have a great night, everyone.